Hello guys, I'm gonna teach you how to install a chime. We got the kit, one transformer, that's what it come in. Alright, one transformer to reduce the voltage. You got two push buttons that also light up at night. And we have the chime. All the wires are already pulled. Okay, this is the plate we're gonna put the transformer. If you don't have one of these, you can have a blank plate, take a step bit, put a hole in the middle, you get the job done. But I got one of these, fine. But I like using these instead. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna use this because they already come with a knockout hole. These screws won't be able to fit in the box. Well, it will fit, but it's too short. So I'm gonna remove these. I'm gonna put number 6 machine screws that are slightly longer. All right, first step, I'm gonna use the machine screw number 6. These are too short. It's gonna be the box that have your transformer and your push buttons. That's your transformer. And your push buttons are inside of here. That's how your transformer gonna look. Alright, I hope you guys can see me perfectly fine. Okay, and this little part right here, you unscrew that. Okay, and then that's where this come along, okay? Gonna sit right here. And that's where this. Got a bushing. Put this in there. That's how it's gonna look. You got a ground, a neutral, and a hot. Inside the box also, you got a ground, a neutral, and a hot. You just splice them together and you'll be all set, okay? Ground go with ground, gold with green. Neutral white, go with neutral white, and black, go with black. So we're gonna look a little something like this. Okay, they splice together, you're all set to go. There you go, put it right side up. Make sure the reading is right side up, okay? And that's when we have our low voltage. And what I like to do, so my low voltage could always look like twirly. What I like to do, I like to kind of twirl my low voltage a little bit, like so. Like so. So my low voltage would look like this. All right. Remember, you only need 2. You don't need the green on this one. You can cut it out. You only need 2. Because you only have 2 terminals. You only need 2 conductors because you only have 2 terminals for these, okay? All right, choose which one you like. And me, I usually keep the neutral and keep the red. And I just cut out the green. And you only need 2 conductors for each terminals. That's the reason why I cut the ground. Strip just a little bit. Might look like this. I don't know if you guys can see. It's gonna look like this, just like you were gonna do outlet. You slightly unscrew the terminal of your transformer. It doesn't matter which end you put these in, okay? It doesn't matter which end. All right, make sure your hook that way. And there you go, your transformer is done. All right, gonna teach you how to install the chime. Well, sir, it's all depends where you would like your chime to be installed. Some people like it right here by the door, maybe on top of here. Some people might like it by the wall here. And if you're working for a particular builder, they might just want it to be on top of the fridge, right here. They want it to be hidden from sight. They don't like to see the chime, so they want it to be on top of the fridge. So we're gonna start our process right here to see if I can give you guys a really better look. All right, this one gonna have 2 wires. All right, one come from the panel. That's where we install our transformer. And the other one, they run it to go for the push button outside. That's why this one have 2 wires. Sometimes you can actually put 2 wires by the transformer. Let me not say that so I won't confuse you. So let's just go with the 2 wire. So one come from upstairs where we were at, from the transformer, come out here, and the other one come from the front door inside here. That's why. All right, so we're gonna grab our chime, we're gonna hook it up. That's gonna be our chime right here. All right, since I need 2 hands to open this, hold it here, and then you kind of remove this white cover. All right, we remove this cover right here. Remove this plastic right here, this little you remove the plastic, take this paper, that's what's gonna give you your little tools. There you go. I removed the bag. That's what was inside the bag right here. So you can just screw it on the wall, because that's what the process is going to be. You can use your own, or you can use this one right here. You can use an anchor to just anchor it on the wall, or you can use this. That's how it's going to look. Everything is removed. There you go. All right. There you go, this size up. Now, for this one, remember the one upstairs, we have 2 wires in the box. As you can see, we got 2 wires in the box. That does not mean the white gonna go here and the red gonna go here, because that's the same terminal we did upstairs. We're not gonna do that. The white gonna be spliced, you push it behind there, and the 2 red, 1 red's gonna be on each end. In the neutral, you splice it, whichever you wanna splice. Okay, if you don't do it that way, you put a white in this terminal here, you splice the white together, you put it here, you splice the red together, you put it there. This machine will keep buzzing until it burned out. You don't want that. Splice the white, push it on the back, whichever you're gonna choose, splice it, push it on the back, and use whatever color you picked. If you pick white, each white gonna be under a terminal. If you pick the red one, you splice the white one, each red gonna be under a terminal. I'm gonna do it here so you can see what I'm talking about. I might not be able to do it with me holding the camera. Let me try to put you in the corner right here, guys. Hello guys, I create a quick diagram for you guys to understand how to wire your chime. I create two of them. This first diagram I actually did, that's the wrong way to wire your chime. Sometimes you go to a homeowner that purchased a brand new chime for Home Depot or Lowe's, and then they connected themselves, and all of a sudden they call you, wait, why my chime keep on buzzing? It's because they have this configuration right here. Okay, they wired it wrong. So what happened? They take the red that's coming from the panel, which is the transformer right here, and then they took the red wire that's coming from the push button right here. They spliced them together, make a pigtail, and put it under one of these terminals. And then after that, they took the neutral wire, they put it under the other terminal right here. So what's happening in this machine now, which it was not designed to function that way, is now power is going circles, doing the loop, go back out in this terminal right here on the neutral to go in the transformer. It was not designed to function that way. Okay, so power was not designed to come from here. This is the red right here, following along with me, and go to this terminal right here. You see right here, then the jump to go do the neutral to go back to the transformer. That's the wrong way to do it. That's gonna burn out your chime box within like 10, I think 16 hours of the chime keep on buzzing that way would cause it to burn out. Okay, so let us switch this configuration. Let's jump to the other diagram I create for you, which is going to be the correct diagram. All right, this is the second diagram I create for you guys. That's the correct way. So as you can see it's less clutter on the screen. You know what happening here, you come here, power is going from here, jump from this screw to the other screw to go, and the push button, from the push button, make a full loop, splice inside of the chime box to go back in the transformer. That's the correct way to do it. My splice is right here. If you can see right here in this picture right here, this little thing right here, that's my splice with a wire nut. I splice the neutral together, and then these right here, that's one leg from the transformer, the other leg from the push button under each of these gold screw terminals. Okay, so that's how your chime gonna work perfectly fine. And then your splice happen right back here. And then this little wire you see right here, that's a representative of that. I didn't have any wire nut. That's why you see I put a rectangle box up here, signify a splice is happening in the circuit. Okay, so really power come from the red here, following up, jumping up from the other screw, keep following up outside, then make a full loop, go back to the transformer. That would be the correct way to wire your chime box. You won't hear the buzzing. It's just gonna work smooth. When you press this guy right here, this will ring without no extra buzzing. That would be the correct way to power. Follow up in the next video, okay guys? So think of your chime box as a diode. Power only flow one way, okay? Or current only flow one way, just like a diode. So that's what you would see in your chime box. So current just following one way here, go to the terminal, go to the push button, and then use the neutral of the push button to write back for the transformer. All right. That will be it. That's my final example for it. See you in the next video, guys. If you guys haven't followed yet, go ahead, give a follow, and we'll put up some video like that if you enjoy this type of video. Okay, guys? Okay, you're gonna push a wire inside this big hole. This big hole right here in the back, this one. That's where you're gonna push your wire, like this. You can take a Sharpie to mark your hole, okay? If it doesn't fit, you can take a little nails just to mark where you're at. You know, you can take a nail, framing nail, just to mark the drywall. Because I'm gonna use an anchor to do this one. Some people don't do it. You can also use your own screw that it come with. You can push it on the wall, but I don't like doing it that way. This is my two little marking right here. This is my other marking right here. And it's perfectly level. We're gonna push a little hole in there and we're all set to go. This is my anchor right here. That's gonna fit my number 6 machine screw. Once you push your hole, if it's big enough to fit here, you set. There you go. That's where you're gonna put your machine screw number 6. All right, we're done setting up everything. Everything is solid. It works perfectly fine. Let's start our connection. All right. Remember, if you got too much wire, you can push some in because it's inside of a box. Use your big old hole of your stripper to strip the first layer, the first jacket. If you use the hole that's too small, you're gonna end up damaging your wire. You don't want that. Remember, upstairs, we did cut the green. We're gonna do the same thing here because it's not gonna be in use. Remember, upstairs, we did cut the green, and we're gonna cut the green. We're gonna do the same thing for this one. So in this case, we're gonna use the white to splice it, okay? We're gonna splice the white, the 2 red gonna go in each terminal right here. But this white right here, we choose the white to splice together. Or another way, you could choose which one you want. If it's the white you want under the terminal, you splice the red. What you can't do this 2 right here, put it under a terminal. This 2 right here, put it under a terminal. This machine will have constant power. It will start buzzing and it will burn the machine. All right, guys, everything is secure. We put our wire. So what you're gonna do now, compared to what we did upstairs, we're gonna slightly change it a little bit. We're gonna splice this one. We're gonna cap the white, put it in the back here. Okay, there's nothing in the back. We're just gonna cap the white. That's it. And then your 2 red, each one of them gonna be under a terminal. We got a butt plug, so we can actually splice this together, okay? You can take a piece of tape, you can take a piece of wire nut, but take a small one, because there's not a lot of room inside this, okay? Take a butt plug. There you go. You're gonna push this slightly in the back. Try not to block this while you push everything back there, because that's what makes the magic happen. All right, guys, So remember, you splice the neutral. The neutral is always spliced in here. That's it. All right, we're gonna put the push button. You need a 5/16 bit. Number 6, mechanical screws. Goes with the small anchors also. Your push button. Your white, your red, gonna be under one of these terminal. It doesn't matter which one. And after that, you would be all set. Try your best not to break this one. I usually have a dummy one to push the hole so everything can be straight over here. There you go. Sometimes you need a little hit with no hammer. Not too much. There you go. If you can't push some inside the wall, you're not gonna need all this. Remember, the green, take it out. Now we have only 2 wires, white, red. It doesn't matter which one you use here. There you go. That will be here, right here. Number 6. There you go, solid fit. Sometimes I like to leave a little bit of extra space, extra wire. In this case, they actually add that glue behind there, so I couldn't push the wire inside the wall, because usually the homeowner gonna change this one, add a camera. So I usually like to leave extra wires for them. In this case, I couldn't. And we're all set here, okay?